I'm Sally from Taylor Takes a Taste, and today we're making Frito Fried Chicken Tenders. I have 1.5 pounds of chicken tenders cut in half that I've marinated in 2 cups of buttermilk. I keep them in the refrigerator if I'm going to make the chicken tenders later in the day. If we're going right to it, I let them hang out on the counter while I assemble the ingredients. The first part of this dredge is 3 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of instant masa, 1 tablespoon of sweet paprika with a smoke if you like smoky, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of coarse grind black pepper. And I'm just mixing that together. Now dredging, some people think it's a little messy. I think it's a lot of fun. But there are 2 ways you can do it. You can be a tong person. My kids are tong persons. You can be a glove person, or you can just be, I have clean hands and I am getting dinner ready person. And that's who I am. So I take the chicken from the buttermilk and I give it a shake, and I put about, I'd say 5 or 6 pieces on top of the dredge. Using my clean hand, I cover them with flour. You know, and this is really fun because it's like playing in a sand pile. And if you had kids who want to help you in the kitchen with this, let them do this. This is good. Just remember, you have a dry hand and a wet hand. So you put them out on a baking sheet, and you just continue this process until all of the tenders have been covered with your seasoned flour. All right, now we're getting to the last couple of our chicken tenders. I'm just going to roll these around in our seasoned dredge. All right, and now you can see you have a bunch of these on the tray. You can go ahead and discard the buttermilk, and you'll get ready for your next step. Because in dredging, and see, this is still my wet hand, my dry hand. My second wet mixture is 1 egg, and this time around I like to use sweet milk. In the beginning I like the buttermilk on the chicken and the marinade. It kind of breaks the chicken down. But sweet whole milk and 1 egg, and it's about 1.5 cups. You take a fork or a whisk and you just smooth it around until it's all mixed in. This is almost like our hairspray for our chicken. This is what's going to hold the last layer of crunchy Fritos and dredge onto our chicken. It's the same process again. You have a wet hand and you have a dry hand. To the remaining dredge, I'm adding a 9 3/4 ounce package of Fritos that I have whizzed around in the food processor. And we're just going to stir that up. And this is going to make that delicious, crunchy topping. I mean, I haven't met a chicken finger I don't like, and these are going to be super special today because we're making a dipping sauce that's going to have peach and red pepper jam and notes of fresh lime juice in it. I think it's going to be bright and, let's face it, a little bit addictive. So it's the same process. You dip your chicken that's been coated in flour into the egg wash mixture. You put it on top of the dredge, and remember, I live dangerously, so we have quite a few in here. You can do it one at a time with your tongs. There's no right or wrong way. And again, get the family involved or sequester yourself in the kitchen and just have a little you time. But this goes very quickly. Now this is great. Look at this. This is so cool because you have bright yellow flecks of delicious Frito, and these are going to, with a little bit of the leavening that's in the self-rising flour, these things are going to have just a fabulous crust on them. Now the only problem that I see with learning how to make this recipe is people are going to want you to make it again and again and again. I mean, I'm not going to tell you the truth. I was making this last night, and here I am making it for y'all today. So we continue with the chicken into the wet, and we put it into our seasoned second coating. All right, the chicken is all breaded and we are ready to fry. Now you'll notice a few things. I have some long sleeves on. You can't see, I have tennis shoes. We all know the horror stories about people who try to be cute and fry in their cowboy boots. Let me just cut to the punchline. If the oil spills, it goes in your boots and stays in your boots and your feet burn, or worse. I have peanut oil in here. I like it. It has a high smoke point. Clearly, if you're allergic to peanut or peanut products, there are plenty of other oils that you can use to fry with. anywhere between 360, 370. The way I like to fry these is I go ahead and get a good golden crust on them. Then I rest them on a tray, and I like to finish them off in the oven, and that way I know it's completely cooked and I'm not burning the outside. So let's go ahead. This oil is ready to go. It's rocking and rolling. You hear that? Yes. All right, now there's a little trick here. I've just told you how hot the oil is, and I don't want your little kids around. I don't want you texting. I don't want you on your phone. I want you paying attention. You do need to hover, kind of drag, and drop. And as I said, I fry a lot, so I'm probably going to crowd the bowl, but maybe not on this first batch. Now, it's off to a good bubble right now. On the tray that's going to take your cooked fingers, I have paper towels and parchment paper. Back in the day, I used paper bags. They were great, but after a lot of trial and error, there's something wonderful about the towel soaks up the excess oil and the breading doesn't stick to the parchment. All right, I have a spider. I guess you could use a slotted spoon or tongs, but whatever's your comfort zone. And I'm just sort of letting these kind of laze along in here until I get the color that I'm looking for, and it goes pretty quickly. Now, again, be careful when you take them out of the pan not to drip oil onto your burner. In case you do get a fire in your pan, and I hope not, but if you do, no water, we all know that. You need to make sure your fry pan has a lid. You put the lid on, you turn the heat off. All right, now this is when I'm going to give you my clean oil pitch. I probably use my peanut oil maybe 2-3 times maximum. After I finished frying, I put the lid on, I cool the oil. When the oil is completely cooled off, I decant the top part, meaning I pour off the good boil into a separate bowl, and the dregs and the crunchy fried bits are at the bottom. I wipe out of my pan with a clean paper towel. You wouldn't want to go to the trouble of using really good chicken, really fresh ingredients, and cooking your chicken in subpar oil. Now again, since I'm going to finish these up in a 350-degree oven for like 10 to 15 minutes, I'm not as concerned about getting the center cooked all the way through. I just want to get a good color on the crust. The Frito-coated chicken tenders have been fried and they're in the oven finishing off their cooking. So we're going to throw together a quick dipping sauce, and in the name of all things sweet, hot, and salty delicious, I've taken a red pepper peach jam, and if you can't find that, you can use a half of a red pepper jam or half of a pepper jam and your favorite fruit jam, apricot, pear. I even think cherry would be kind of delicious, and some fresh lime juice. Now, the proportions are pretty much to taste. I'm going to try half of this. This is about the juice of 1 lime, and give this a stir and see where we go. But this is a very simple, easy to make sauce. You could probably use it with those store-bought fried chicken tenders. I like that. I'm going to put a little more lime juice. So Sally's taste, I like it pretty bright. So that's the juice of 2 limes, and that's about an 11-ounce jar of jam. Now the chicken's ready to come out of the oven. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Look at that beautiful golden Frito color. What I like about this is I wasn't trying to get you fair food where literally it was just coated in corn chips. This is kind of a hint. The masa gives it a lovely corn taste. The sweet smoked paprika gives it a beautiful color, as well as a little hint of smokiness. Now these are not going to be spicy hot. If you'd like these to be spicy hot, I would probably put your favorite hot sauce, a good portion of it, in the buttermilk liquid. And then if that's not enough, you can hot sauce it again in your egg and sweet milk mixture. Oh, these look so good. And needless to say, if the big game is coming on or you get distracted and you'd like to hold these in a low oven or a warming drawer for a little bit before you serve it, Go right ahead. Just remember when you take your serving tray out, it's going to be a little bit warm. All right, so we're going to spoon in the dipping sauce. Wow. I'm ready for the big game. Oh my gosh. Delicious. For recipes like this and many more ideas, check out TaylorTakesATaste.com.